Cable Channel 43 presents high school wrestling. Tonight, a non-conference matchup of two of the top teams in the state of New Jersey, the Red Raiders of Paulsboro and the State Liners of Phillipsburg. Tonight's match is brought to you by Jack Mazza's Cross Run Auto, affordable auto rentals, auto repairs, and more. By the McBride Foley Funeral Home, helping you in your time of need. And Pandolfo Chiropractic and Rehab. Get back to health with Pandolfo Chiropractic. Hello everybody, John Mondelli with John Vogening. Vogue, every time we do a match, it seems like it's another big one, but this is as big as it gets.
As big as any that I've ever been involved in, John. You're talking about tradition against tradition. You're talking about pride against pride. You're talking about number 1 in the state against number 2 in the state. You're talking about group 4 against group 1. You're talking the whole package here.
And of course today a key has got to be experience. Paulsboro comes into this match with 4 freshmen. Granted, they've been through some tough tournaments, but have they been through this kind of pressure?
Well, they have not wrestled the type of schedule that Phillipsburg has wrestled. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Phillipsburg wrestles a very aggressive schedule. They wrestle some teams in Pennsylvania. They have 2 losses this year. One was the Bald Eagle area, the other one was the Easton, both of them in Pennsylvania. One of them's ranked 3rd in the country, the other one's ranked 7th in the country. So they've been through the wars.
Okay, how about the coin toss? How important is that tonight?
Well, I think if Paulsboro is to win, a couple things have to happen. I think they have to win 5 out of the first 7 matches. They have to get to the midway point with at least 5 wins. And I think at that point, what the score at that point is going to dictate what Paulsboro has to do at 160 pounds, whether they send Scott Guerin out at 160 or send Mike Mendenhall out at 160. I think Paulsboro would like to have Phillipsburg be forced to send a wrestler out at 160, and that will dictate what Paul Marino will do with Scott Guerin and Mike Mendenhall.
Talk about the mood at the Paulsboro gym yesterday at workouts. You were there. What was it like?
It was intensive, and yet it was relaxing. As was mentioned in the room yesterday, Paulsboro has climbed the mountain. They've scaled Mount Everest. They're at the top. Now, can they put their flag up there and take Phillipsburg's down, or can they not put their flag up? They're right where they want to be. They determine their own destiny. They got nothing to lose.
Okay, we'll have all the action when we come right back. Back at Phillipsburg High School with John Vogening. I'm John Mondelli, and Vogue, as we talked about, another big crowd. We're going right to the center of the mat for the all-important toss of the coin.
And Vinny Russo is the referee, and a collection of
who's in the call from this side here?
Wrestlers out for Paulsboro. Scott Guerin is going to do the calling for Paulsboro. John, where'd that snow come from on the monitor there?
I don't know, but I'm going to turn my mic off and try and play technician for an extra credit.
Oh, boy.
Easy to call in the air. Heads the lady, tails the eagle. Heads he calls. Choice goes here. Odd. Doesn't matter. Even. Doesn't matter.
Well, you saw that. The coin was tossed very, very high in the air, come down and hit a couple of wrestlers. Didn't make any difference. P-Bird got the choice, and they got the odd matches.
Odd, Paulsboro even.
Which is not what Paul Marino was looking for before the match started. He definitely wanted the even matches. So, good omen or bad omen, John. P-Berg's got the odd matches. They have to send the man out first on the odd matches.
Well, that means some of the freshmen have to step up for Paulsboro.
You're right.
And we start out at 103 pounds. Chris Mecca, a junior, 15-6 for Phillipsburg. For Paulsboro, the freshman Ryan O'Hara.
And a key weight class for both teams. Phillipsburg wants to come out of the chute quickly here, and for Paulsboro, they're hoping Ryan O'Hara can hang with him or win. Ryan O'Hara, 17-3 this year. He lost in the Caldwell tournament to Valente of Kittatinny by a fall in the first period. Lost to Thompson of Rock Hill down in the Deep Creek tournament, 19-12, and he lost to Dave Chapman of Absegami, 9-0. In a match that matches the same opponent Mecca wrestled against Chapman of Absegami, and he lost 4-0.
Okay, Village, talk about what we talked about on the ride up here since we came up together for a little post-production meeting. We talked about the stalling, and I didn't even get the question out. How the refs should call this, and your thoughts on that?
Well, as I mentioned coming up, and I've been concerned about it before, I think when you get two great teams like this going together, I think that they should let the teams wrestle. Let the wrestlers decide the match. Right off the bat, Paulsboro gets a stalling warning, and then Phillipsburg comes back with a takedown. Mecca in control on top. We're a minute into the first period, 2-0 Phillipsburg. Two great programs, John. I don't see how there can be a loser coming out of this match today. You're talking about history galore. Paulsboro's won 30 in a row coming into this match. Phillipsburg has just been unbelievable against NJSA teams. One of the handouts that was given to us coming in was the last time that they lost to an NJSA team. That's not counting the prep school that they wrestled, Blair Prep. Their last loss was in this pit to Brick Memorial, and that was back in 1994. So since '94, they have not lost to an NJSA team in New Jersey. They've lost. This year they've lost twice. They lost to Bald Eagle of Pennsylvania, and they lost to Easton of Pennsylvania. They beat Northampton when Northampton was #1. They wrestle in the Skyland Conference, but they wrestle a schedule that has a lot of Pennsylvania teams on it.
2-0. And we have some blood on O'Hara with 9 seconds. 9.7 to be exact, left in period #1.
Yep.
Mecca up 2-0.
Phillipsburg this year has beaten Kittatinny, High Point, Hillsboro in New Jersey, Phillipsburg, Osceola of Pennsylvania, Franklin, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, Northampton 25-24 when they were #1 in the country, Warren Hills, North Hunterton, Belvedere, Voorhees, Huntington Central, Absegami, Delaware Valley, and Watchung Hills. Those are their wins this year.
Yeah, and that stretch in the last 2 weeks for Phillipsburg, I mean, it's unbelievable. And another thing we want to remind the viewers, throw the records. You can't look at the records and say, hey, this kid has 5 losses, this kid has 4 losses, because it's the competition. We saw that in the Paulsboro Clearview match.
Yeah, so
a lot of times. It's who you wrestle.
You'll see throughout the lineup tonight, Phillipsburg wrestlers are 5, 6, 7, as many as 10 or 11 losses, but that doesn't mean they're not a good wrestler. That simply means they've met some very, very tough competition.
And when the first period, Mecca out in front 2-0.
And dominating the match.
Of course, Wednesday night, O'Hara was out of the lineup. Ill for Paulsboro, just back in.
Choice. Green defer. Choice.
You probably heard that. Phillipsburg had the choice deferred to the third period, and Paulsboro's O'Hara took the down position. Paulsboro 15-0 coming in, 30 in a row. They just recently won their 28th consecutive Colonial Conference Championship, and that win that clinched the championship outright was their 235th Colonial Championship or Colonial match in a row. Paul Marina, the coach, is into his 14th year, 275 wins, 7 losses, 4 ties in his career, and the only South Jersey team ever to win a Group 1 championship. And they've won the state Group 1 every year since the first year. First year they lost to Roselle Park, and they've won every year since. Vinny Russo, the referee, and O'Hara's got to get more movement on the bottom, or he's going to be called for stalling.
Next one's a point, and he's looking.
O'Hara's got to push up. He's got to come to his feet. He's got to try and break that ride off his arm.
Of course, these two wrestlers do have a common opponent, Chapman of Absegami.
There's a stalling point. Yeah, they do, and as I mentioned earlier, Chapman beat both wrestlers. He beat O'Hara 9-0, and he beat Mecca 4-0. Mike Rossetti, of course, the coach for Phillipsburg High School, and he has quite a career of coaching himself.
South Jersey tie, right?
Well, he coached as an assistant coach at Highland High School when he first got out of college. He went to Trenton State where he was an All-American, a couple-time national champion. And he is a graduate of Phillipsburg High School, twice was second in the state. He was an assistant at Highland, then he moved on. He became a head coach at Jefferson, then a head coach at Randolph, and now he's the head coach here in his 5th year at Phillipsburg, 4th year at Phillipsburg. 71-2 at 12 at this school coming in. His team was 21-3 a year ago.
I believe he was at Trenton State. When he wrestled at Trenton State, wasn't Gene Barber on that team?
I believe so, John. I'm not, I didn't check that before we came out. Rossetti, career-wise, 186 wins and 21 losses. So you have quite a few wins and losses, quite a few wins, not as many losses between the two coaches.
Mecca just seems to be a lot stronger than O'Hara.
Well, a lot stronger. Plus, he's pretty much riding. I don't see him going out of his way to turn O'Hara at this point. O'Hara's got to keep moving. 13.6 seconds left in the second period. Mecca is up 3-0. This is a match I did not expect Paulsboro to win. But O'Hara has to keep it close. The extra points could very well play a big role in this match this afternoon.
And of course, all through this match, we'll talk about common opponents. Both teams wrestled Absegami. Phillipsburg wrestled Absegami last Saturday. Paulsboro was at the beginning of January?
Yes. Well, Paulsboro's lineup is much stronger now than when they wrestled Absegami, because the wrestlers have had a whole season to get used to the different weights. The difference in the final score between Paulsboro and Absegami and Phillipsburg and Absegami were the bonus points. They both won the same amount of matches. O'Hara trying to get the Spladle. Phillipsburg's very, very hard. I've seen them, I saw them against Absegami, John. They're very, very hard. They're better wrestlers to turn onto their backs. Stalemate is called by the official. 3-0, Mecca in the lead. 1:30 left in the third period of this opening match between Phillipsburg and Paulsboro. There's a situation with O'Hara on top. He's got to break the man down, but once he breaks the man down, he's got to work for some kind of a definitive ride, or he'll get called for stalling for just riding his man.
Yeah, Mecca just, as you talked about earlier, but the Phillipsburg wrestlers just
very hard to turn. And if this were a college match, O'Hara would be getting riding time. There's stalling warning on the bottom because he's not making a definitive attempt to come off the bottom. So both wrestlers have been warned for stalling. O'Hara has been hit for stalling, and he's got to make a move on top. He's got to try and pry or turn. There's a stalemate call, which is good. I see more and more of that, and I agree. Referee Vinny Russo, instead of, he understands that the wrestler on top is trying to work a pin combination, and instead of hitting him for stalling, he hits him for a stalemate. Now there was, the wrestler stood. I thought O'Hara dropped down, put his arms around his legs to take him down, but he was called for locking hands. So Phillipsburg gets another point there, and that's the second point on the penalty chart. So if there's a stalling call, next penalty is 2 points.
And O'Hara's got to watch, because obviously when it gets to 8, it's an extra team point.
Right, and right now it's 4-0 and 25 seconds to go and running. So as expected in this match, going in, it would be a very difficult match for the freshman from Paulsboro against a junior from Phillipsburg. And this is the way it's going to end up. Potentially dangerous call with 5.3 seconds left.
And it looked like Mecca just too strong for O'Hara.
Yeah, one last attempt at a Spladle did no good. P-Bird comes out of the gates with Chris Mecca winning by decision 4-0, and they have a 3-0 lead in this match.
Which will bring us to 112, and it's Justin Tate, who's a transfer. No, James Downs a transfer. Justin Tate, a junior, who's 11-10. And he'll go up against Matt Hunkler. Hunkler for Paulsboro, 18-3.
What you have here is experience against lesser experience. Matt Hunkler's been around. He's been the varsity star for 3 years. He has won 89 matches in his career at Paulsboro, 89-11. This year he's 18-3. He lost to Jordan Hicks, of a freshman from Eastern, 5-1, at 119 pounds in the Caldwell tournament finals. He lost to Brian Stith of Cox, Virginia, who went on to win the Deep Creek tournament 12-6. And he lost to Tom Becker of Absegami 7-5 way back in early January. Justin Tate, as you mentioned, is a junior. He's 11-10.
Now, did he match up with Becker?
Yes, he did, and he beat Becker. So Hunkler lost to Becker his first early in January. He lost in overtime on a takedown, 7-5, and Justin Tate beat Tom Becker 7-2. So that's their comparable opponent. Hunkler lost to him. Tate beat him. This is a weight class that Paulsboro needs. Paulsboro, as we mentioned when we were going on, probably if they're to win this meet, will have to win 5 of the first 7 weight classes, which is almost pretty tough to do in this pit, darkened pit, as you saw when the introductions came out. The story is that Paulsboro would rather wrestle in the afternoon because of the length of the trip, and Phillipsburg said, well, they don't like to wrestle at nighttime, so we'll make it nighttime in the gymnasium. And they've covered all the windows in here.
And turn the lights down, if that had anything to do with it. Still no control. Scoreless with 35 seconds left, first period.
Hunkler is a technician-type wrestler, John. He's not flashy. He's very sound in what he does out there. He's relentless. He's a stalker. 15 seconds ago in the first period, no score.
Now, is this a match you think Paulsboro has to get some extra points?
I don't necessarily say they have to get extra points. I think they have to win this back. They cannot come out of the chute here losing 2 bouts in a row. If they do, I think they're in deep trouble.
Hunkler in on the leg. Nothing yet. And he's going to run out of time.
And never given a takedown, because even though he spun around and he had the guy on his rear end, he could never clear his legs, and so therefore never established definitive control. The wrestler Tate had an underhook in there and blocked that move, and therefore it ends up as no takedown. Tate gets a choice in the second period, selects the bottom. No score. Paulsboro has to be alert on top in these matches coming up, John. They can't stay on their knees when they're riding. They've got to get up on their toes, got to break the man down. They have to work for a fall. Hunkler did not foul quick enough that time. There's sit out, turn in. There's an escape. 1-0 in favor of Tate.
Of course, if you're watching this Saturday night, same day coverage.
Stalemate is called. Now Hunkler has to be an aggressor because he's behind 1-0. He's got to try and get a takedown before this period is over, trying to establish a lead going into the third period.
And when's the last time Paulsboro went 4 periods without scoring a point? Shut out in the first match.
That's right. Doesn't happen very often. They've been very aggressive this year. They've had some great dual meets this year. But this isn't cut above, John. This is number 1 and number 2 in the state. This is a team that hasn't lost in 5 years to a New Jersey team, NJSIA team. I mentioned they did lose to Blair, the prep school. 45 seconds to go in the first period. Second period.
Still no control.
Still no control. 30 seconds go in the second period. Hunkler's working hard for a takedown, but you see how schooled they are on the match. John Tate is not going to give a takedown easily. Moves that Hunkler has used earlier this year and has produced takedowns are not working here.
And obviously this is the deceiving 11-10 record.
Well, we mentioned that going in. Right. You're going to see a lot of losses with some of these kids, but they've been through some wars, and they're very, very well coached.
And we finished 2 periods.
And you saw a situation there in that period, John, where Justin Tate had that 1-point lead. He was protecting it, and he was intent and content to clamp on the arms and make Hunkler do the work. If you wanted to get really technical there, he could have been called for stalling. He's on the bottom, has to get a point in this period.
Yeah, and you'd think he'd want to get one right away. Just get some momentum back for Paulsboro.
Same one. Hold on. Set.
Hunkler's been to the state tournament 2 straight years. He was a Region 8 champion last year, so he's been through some tough matches. He's come on stronger the second half of this year. Had a loss in the Caldwell tournament, had a loss in the Deep Creek tournament. Lost in the early dual match to Absegami, but that's been it so far.
Set.
A year ago, he was a 103-pound wrestler and advanced to the state quarterfinals before he lost to LaForge of Del Barton, 3-0.
We have a stall.
Then in the wrestlebacks, he lost to Rosano Highlands. So there's the stalling call.
Did he get a stall? Or did? Yep. Looks like a freestyle start.
Well, he's going to give him the point because he doesn't think he can be taken down. And when you let him go,
got to take him down.
That's it.
So 1-1 with 1:15 left in the third period. And we've only come close to a takedown once, and that was Hunkler at the end of the first period.
Right. And of course, this is where Hunkler ended up losing to Tom Becker of Absegami. He tied in regulation and then lost in overtime on a takedown.
And actually, he was losing in that match. What a stalling point he got with about 2 seconds left to tie that match.
Hunkler has to keep the pressure on here. And you see how Tate has got that underhook. He ties up that arm coming in. So when the underhook comes in, pretty defensive stature for Phillipsburg. He's not taking any shots. Reaches. Hunkler can put the pressure on. He goes in deep. Does a good job getting out of it because he almost got himself in trouble reaching in for that fireman's carry. 15 seconds to go. 1-1.
I can see this match going in one of those sudden death overtimes the way this one's wrestled.
Well, somebody's got to get the takedown to prevent it going that last 30 seconds.
6 seconds. And I guess just all the time, do the penalty points carry over?
Yes.
Okay.
We're in overtime. 2-minute period. First point wins. Both wrestlers have been warned for, Phillipsburg has been warned for stalling. So he's got to try and be aggressive in this period. We're 1-1 into the overtime period.
Where you can't fall asleep on the mat. Got to stay focused. 1:37 left.
Well, Hunkler knows more than anybody. This is the key match for Paulsboro. He has to win here in order for Paulsboro to win the meet. Oh, brother.
Stall on each team.
Well, stalling either way. So if Vinny Russo calls another stall, whoever it's called against loses the match.
think the Phillipsburg people were trying to call stall there. And Hunkler in a little bit of trouble. 1:02 left.
And Tate didn't do much shooting when he was on his feet in the first couple periods. All of a sudden now he's taking a couple shots and they're getting all excited.
Got a stalemate with 50 seconds left.
Well, he's got to get motion out there and he's got to try and set up his shots. He just can't be a stationary target. He can't back off like that either.
That there.
He's got to go forward. There it is.
Oh.
And he backed off.
Gets it.
Backed off. Stalling call with 42 seconds remaining.
We're going to take a break. Phillipsburg 6, Paulsboro nothing. Back at Phillipsburg High School, and a surprise, a shocker at 112. Matt Hunkler loses to Justin Tate in overtime on a stall call. And that has Phillipsburg pumped up. And James Allen, a transfer coming in now for Phillipsburg, 7-2. He's a transfer from Parkland, Pennsylvania. Chris Costenbader, 15-4 for Paulsboro. And it's going to be an uphill climb for the Red Raiders, folks.
Well, it will. You can see in the last match, there was Hunkler in there at 18-3, and the other wrestler had 10 losses, 11-10, but they're well schooled. They've been through these wars. There's a perfect example. Taken into overtime, Paulsboro against most teams in South Jersey and in the Deep Creek tournament this year, and in Caldwell, the third period was their period. Hunkler could not do anything in the third period. In the overtime, he went backwards once too often.
Costenbader trying to grab the leg.
And this is another key match for Paulsboro. Costenbader, 15-4. He lost twice down in the Deep Creek tournament. He lost to Joe Alexander of Delsey, the state champion. He lost to Adam Reed of West Deptford, 3-0, and he gets taken down right here.
2-0.
Paulsboro is in big trouble at this point. James Allen, 7-2. He's the transfer from Parkland. Costenbader has been wrestling very, very strong in recent weeks. Was not in the starting lineup opening day when they wrestled at Caldwell.
And Paulsboro's going, let's see, their only point is a giveaway point actually on a freestyle
start, intentional escape.
That's their only point so far in this match.
Yep.
I got one here though.
Battles back. He gets a reversal, but he's out of position.
A little sloppy.
He's going to give up an escape. He's just that quick. He gets the reversal. Phillipsburg gets the escape. Phillipsburg gets the takedown. And all of a sudden, they're on top 5-2. That's their relentlessness. The Rossetti trademark. One of the assistant coaches for Phillipsburg is Bobby Weaver, the former Olympian. Greg Troxel, a state champion, an assistant coach. There you see Mike Rossetti, two-time state runner-up for Phillipsburg. A national champion when he wrestled at Trenton State College, now the College of New Jersey. You have to be relentless and focused. 15 seconds to go in the first period, 5-2, the lead for James Allen.
I guess the question is, how can those losses affect the rest of the team? I mean, does that affect them when they go out there?
Well, it certainly will. I mean, you know, there's no doubt you establish a plan of attack, 5-2 after one period. You establish a plan of attack, and obviously the kids know what the important weight classes are. And I don't think it was any secret that in order to beat Phillipsburg tonight, they're a little bit stronger up top than some of the other teams that Paulsboro has faced. They had to win 5 out of the first 7 matches, or at least 4 out of the first 7. They had to win at least 1 or 2 of the first 3. So far, they've lost their first 2. If they lose here, they're 0-3. It could really snowball against them. And the key in this match for Costenbader not to get dejected by being behind 5-2. He's got to keep working, follow his plan of attack, and try to push the opponent, but he's got to get up off the bottom first. He's not doing a very good job of getting loose.
I remember the West Deptford match, he had a tough time on the bottom with Adam Reed, who's actually used his legs in that match.
Yep. And the legs being thrown in here by James Allen. Minute to go in the second period. Allen trying to work the tilt. He breaks the plane. He's going to get it back out. There it comes. He's got the tilt for 2 points.
7-2.
Costa-Bader working. He gets a reversal.
7-4. Costa-Bader out there working. He's not quitting.
Well, he has to keep the man down. He got out of position last time, which allowed the escape followed by the takedown. He's got to break his man down. Allen's balled up, so he's got his butt up in the air underneath. He's up on his knees. Costa-Bader has to try and break him down. Gets out of position.
Can't get sloppy.
And gets a reversal against him.
9-4.
Again, that's simply a matter of on top. You have to break the man down. It's not.
We get some back points.
On a tilt, at the line. That's 11-4. And the last thing the coach said to him yesterday was Phillipsburg is going to keep wrestling at the line. When you get near the line, don't think they're not going to score points there, because if you don't move, they will. And they did.
After 2 periods, Jamestown leads 11-4.
Phillipsburg is down to start the third period, 11-4 lead. We're within a point of a major decision, which is a 4-point addition for a team. Costa-Bader did not control on top. He got escaped. It's now 12-4, and that's 4 points for the team. If it stays that way, there'll be more scoring before this period is over. Costa-Bader is not wrestling very sharp.
Allen and Costa-Bader are both juniors, and in case we did not say this match next year will be at Paulsboro High School. Get your tickets now.
1:20 to go in this third period. And there's a spin behind takedown. Costa-Bader did not stay active on the bottom. James Allen spins behind. Costa-Bader escapes. 14-5. 9 points the difference right now. Costa-Bader going in with his head down a little bit. He's got in on single leg. Has to walk it around. .45 seconds to go. Comes out the back door. Gets the takedown.
First takedown, I think, for a Paulsboro wrestler tonight.
Yep. That makes it 14-7.
Hey, big takedown, Vogue.
Well, it's a big takedown if he can control it for the final 30 seconds. He's got to break him down on the mat. He can't leave his butt step in the air. Allen warned for stalling on the bottom. He didn't make a definitive move. This is going to be key. 21.6 seconds to go. Can he hold him at this point and keep it to a 3-point decision? Escape here before the period is over makes it a 4-point team win. Costa-Bader has to break him down.
$11 seconds.
11 seconds to go. And I saw point scored at Absagami with 2 and 3 seconds to go on several occasions, John.
And that could turn a match around, and obviously when it's an 11-point match, it
Every
does.
extra point. There's a caution on Phillipsburg. Every extra point.
Well, Costa-Bader does hold on.
Given. He just held on, and 14-7 is going to be the final. Paulsboro loses, but they don't lose the extra point. It's now 9-0 after 3 weights.
This should be Frank Stillo.
It is Frank Stillo against
Greg Croce.
Paulsboro's in trouble, John.
Croce, a sophomore, 16-3. Stillo, a junior, 16-5.
Crows this year lost to Mike Weber of Kittatinny 11-9 in overtime in the Caldwell tournament. He lost to Chris Collins of Rock Hill, South Carolina 11-5. At Deep Creek, his only loss in South Jersey was 5-0, and Billy Gibbs of Clearview in the dual meet. Again, another crucial match. Frank Stillo 16-5. Phillipsburg leading 9-0 after 3 weight classes. You see a stalemate. Intimidated or not, John, I don't know the feeling, but the first 3 weight classes from Paulsboro have not wrestled like they wrestled the last several weeks.
Playing devil's advocate, how much though can that could be because Phillipsburg's wrestling so well? I mean, do you see that, or you just don't think they're wrestling?
I don't think they're wrestling as sharp as they wrestled the last 3 weeks. First 3 weight classes, there was no intensity there in 2 of the matches. This mirrors what you'll see in a state tournament, John, when they go out there and it's almost like a state semifinal where you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to lose because you want to get to the finals. And that's the tempo of the match. And of course, that's the way it should be with the teams that are ranked number 1 and number 2 in the state.
See, and watching Greg Crows, I think he's one kid who wouldn't be intimidated. I don't think he lets much get to him.
He hasn't recently, that's for sure. Well, you're going to get a stalemate call here, I think. Referee Vinny Russo letting them go. Still think it's a stalemate call.
And finally, with 23 seconds left, we talked about how dark it is in here, and of course they put the black curtains or something up over the windows. I don't think the Paulsboro kids realize that's up there anyway.
Well, the focus had to be on the other team, regardless of the setting that you're wrestling in. Whether it had an effect on them, I don't know.
Goes Crows right after Stillo, and probably going to run out of time with 3 seconds left, but by far Crows the most aggressive Paulsboro wrestler so far.
Of the first 4, he is.
And there you can see the black felt over the windows. That's the edge Phillipsburg, I guess one of the edges for Phillipsburg today.
And we're after 1 period, and it's 0-0. Phillipsburg's choice, they take down.
Crows is checking over with Paul Marina just for some instructions.
Well, and he didn't do, maybe that's his plan of attack, but he might as well give him a referee's freestyle start because it was virtually an intentional escape. Not try and break him down, maybe feel stronger on his feet. I think you have to take advantage of everything that's going here and try and control your opponent. Tempo could be set here by Crows. If he can win this match, there's a takedown by Crows. If he can show some aggressiveness, he virtually lets the guy go. So it's 2-2.
So obviously Crows thinks he's better off on his feet. Thinks he can take his man down. So far he's done it once, and he's shown he's the most aggressive wrestler so far.
And that's got to set the tempo for the rest of the lineup. I mean, they can't be intimidated, and that was the one concern coming in. Will they be intimidated in the pit? I mean, there's about 1,500 people in here, and the majority of them are from Phillipsburg. They allotted 300 tickets down to Paulsboro. And Paulsboro, by the way, is sitting at opposite ends of the arena. All the sideline seats for the full length of the mat on both sides are pure Phillipsburg people. That's their season tickets and their student body.
It's all part of home field advantage. And I guess next year, I guess Paulsboro could allot Phillipsburg, if you go by percentage, about 200 tickets, maybe not even.
Maybe 150.
Yeah. Stall against Crows for backing up.
25 seconds to go in the second period. We're 2-2. We have another stalemate. You see, you're talking about aggressiveness here. Now, you can be aggressive against teams that are not as talented and pile up a lot of takedowns, use a lot of moves. And Crows did a real good job there. Very good job. staying with his man as his man broke countered the first time. Stay right with him, sucked in on him, got the takedown.
Now he's got to keep him
try
down.
and hold him down
seconds,
for the rest of this period.
And he will. So big takedown, 4-2.
4-2 after 2 periods. Paulsboro's choice. If he takes the bottom, he has to explode off the bottom, John.
Remember, he does have a stall called against him.
He does have a stall call, and it's a 4-2 match. He's almost out. He is out. That makes it 5-2. Paul Marine encouraging Kroos to get back there as soon as possible. Put the pressure on. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Conditioning has not been a factor in Paulsboro's behalf through the first 3 weight classes. Kroos steps in, trips. Should have the 2. There's the 2 going out of bounds. The first wrestler of the first 4 that have wrestled for Paulsboro who has been relentless, showing that a relentless attack. I think he wants to give an intentional escape, freestyle escape, and work from his feet. That makes it 7-3.
Kroos is obviously trying to pick up some extra points for Paulsboro.
He's got him towards the back. If he can get control here and get the takedown, he could have him in jeopardy.
Still no control.
He has to move or it's going to be called a stalemate. And there's a stalemate call. 1:09 left, the 3rd period, 7-3. Favor of Frank Stillo of in favor of Greg Kroos against Frank Stillo of Phillipsburg.
Kroos just sat there and waited for him to come that time.
Well, Stillo has to take the shots when he's trailing, so Kroos was trying to catch him in an upper body throw. Catch him off balance, maybe get the takedown, take him right to his back. Extra points are needed. We got another stalemate. 48 seconds to go. 7-3 to score.
I think this is one Phillipsburg thought they had a shot at.
Well, they thought they had a shot, and this one I thought Paulsboro would win. I thought Paulsboro could win 2 out of the first 4, and coming out of it, they're going to have, if it goes this way the rest of the way, 1 out of the first 4, they're in trouble. They have to score some extra bonus points. Another stalemate call with 22 seconds to go. Paul Marine encouraging Kroos to go for the takedown. There it is, in deep. Got the dump, double leg.
Now he's got to get some points.
Oh my,
10 seconds left.
Not even a takedown given yet. There's not even a takedown given yet. There is no takedown. There is no takedown yet. No takedown, all that and no takedown.
7-3 final, Kroos will get it.
Well, they break the ice. Phillipsburg is up 9-3.
Now we have an interesting match at 1:30. Bill Moore, a senior, 14-7. Preston Hamilton at 20-1. And Paulsboro definitely has to get some extra points here. They must.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Preston Hamilton, 20 wins and 1 loss this year, 60 wins in his career. His only loss was in the finals of the the Caldwell tournament. Opening match of the year, we lost to a wrestler from Truman, New York. Got pinned in the 2nd period. Bill Moore, a senior, 14-7, was 27-10 last year when he was pinned by Dave Miller in the Wrestlebacks in the state tournament after losing to 9-7 to Josh Tressler of Belvedere. Of course, Hamilton lost to Dave Miller at the Super Regions last year over at Cherry Hill East. There's that same move we saw down at Absegami. And a takedown is given despite the overhook being in there. This was the last warning at practice. Watch that Oklahoma State shot. That made John Smith Olympic champion. P-Berg gets the early lead on a takedown.
And of course, Hamilton not used to being on the bottom too often.
Well, that was a move that Bill Moore used 3 different times against Ryan Anderson of Absegami before he finally caught him with it. He did get a takedown, so I mean it was well scouted.
You can't be on alert on your feet. And he's going to let him go.
How about that? Confident.
Well,
And I've seen Hamilton a lot. Likes to pick his guy up, so he likes to play a little physical game too.
Moore was at the state championships the last 2 years. He lost in 1997 2 times by a fall in the States, including a 4-8 fall to Todd Trampay of Delsey High School, who is now at Gloucester County College. Will be trying on Sunday to qualify for the national tournament for Gloucester County College.
And that program, by the way, Village, keeps rolling along. I think they even have a Phillipsburg wrestler there.
Well, they have Terrell Johnson still in the line. John Garrix was there earlier. He's no longer with the team. Hamilton has to be the aggressor here. He's got to use his slickness. I don't think he's going to be able to go straight in against Bill Moore. Bill Moore has been to state championships a couple times, the state tournament. He's an experienced wrestler. He's been around. Try to go straight in against him. It's going to be tough. There's that shot again. That's a caution. He jumped the gun. .45 seconds to go in the first period. Bill Moore of Phillipsburg is leading Preston Hamilton of Paulsboro 2-1. Not a strong shot by Hamilton because it was a little slow going in and he allowed himself to be underhooked. Stalemate. You have to see speed and explosion at this point. I don't think there's any doubt what the people are saying. They're seeing 2 very well-schooled, well-trained programs. Got the ankle, got to try and spin behind. Forces him over, there's the 2.
Got the 2, and they'll end the period on top, 3-2.
That's the aggressiveness you have to see. And he almost didn't get that.
It looks like he tried to do a little 5-point action before he worried about the 2, and I see that a lot.
We'll start the second period on the bottom.
I doubt if we'll see a freestyle start here. Quick stand-up by Hamilton.
And Bill Moore comes up with the waist and ankle, picks up the ankle, and that prevents Hamilton from getting that free. I saw Moore wrestle against Ryan Anderson of Absegami. That should be another caution. That's the second caution for Phillipsburg.
Next one a point, Coach?
Next one is a point, and everyone thereafter is a point.
Get set. Get set. Stay set. Go on top. Good.
So the referee, Vinny Russo, that time moved to the side to call the start.
I heard Vinny in my headsets earlier. I don't hear him now. But he is mic'd.
Freestyle start.
Lets him go. 4-2. Hamilton's got to stay aggressive.
Got to stay aggressive. Got to go ahead. Got in on a single. Lifted him.
This is what I'm talking about. He likes to pick his guy up.
Easy. He does it easy. He's got the half. He's got the triumphant.
Big 6 for Hamilton. Paulsboro needed that. We're back at 9. 9-9. 1:30 left. We'll take a break. Come back at 1:35.
Unbelievable.
Back at Phillipsburg, Joe Briner, senior 12-6, DJ Cam, a junior 17-1, and it got loud in here all of a sudden, Vogue.
Well, it certainly did. That was an exciting bout because when Hamilton took him to the mat, he made no mistake. He took him right to his back and he got the fall. A huge set of 6 points for Paulsboro to tie the match at 9-9. They are not invulnerable. They are not invulnerable.
I guess the word now for
They're very good.
Right, the word for Paulsboro, I guess, Vogue, cautious, aggressiveness.
Aggressive, all the way aggressive. Why hold anything back? They're number 1, you're number 2. You're in their house.
And by the way, a unique house at that. And you hear about a gym and you say, how different can it be until you come in here?
It can be intimidating. DJ Cam is 17-1 on the year, 67-12 in his career. His one loss was in the Deep Creek Finals. He lost to Chris Tipp of Cox. He's got his man in trouble. He's got his man in trouble.
Oh my! Oh brother, he's winding him up. He's winding him up. Big match, big match. Oh brother.
Reiner doing his best, staying off his back though.
Oh my. Oh,
excellent job by Briner of Phillipsburg.
He lost that tie-up, and he gets a near fall.
5-0, 42 seconds left.
Excellent aggressiveness. He has to keep that aggressiveness on. This is one of the matches they were not only counting to win, but they were counting for some extra points. This is huge. This is huge.
Now Cam is showing some aggressiveness. I think Paulsboro woke up at that Greg Cross match.
Oh my!
Cam is just really physical out there for Paulsboro.
Very physical.
Under
very
10
physical.
seconds left. In period number 1. He'd like to get some more points, but we might get a stall before the end of the period.
Like crazy.
But we're not going to get one as the period runs out. 5-0 Kama.
Oh my!
We'll take a look at the replay. We'll try and make it out. And there's just Kama.
Going to force him over. Then he's going to try and wind him up. Right there, he's trying to wind the arms up.
And get a great view of it on our cameraman's head viewfinder there.
Yeah,
it's a better shot than what we're looking at.
A little snowy here.
Kama going to let. Oh, no, he's not going to let him go. I thought he was.
It's a good move on his part. It indicated a freestyle start, but he fired right in to try and get a pin combination. Referee is indicating that Paulsboro's still in control. Kama has to make a decision here. Either let him go and go for the takedown series, or try. Now they're apart.
Going to escape with 25 seconds into period number 2. Stalemate.
1:31 left. Cam up 5-2. 5-1, excuse me. At 5-1 off the escape. Hey, we lost our snow.
There we go. We got it back. We're getting charged by the engineer, but I think he owes us money.
Kama has to be aggressive here, Johnny. He has to keep it up. Got the 5-point move. He can't be content with that. Extra team points are crucial at this part. Crucial. Team is depending upon Cam to get the extra points. Joe Briner coming in 12 wins and 6 losses.
Kama trying to bring him back, and Briner doesn't have any part. I'm surprised.
Absolutely positively stalling, and you got to call that. You got to call it earlier. There's the call. Phillipsburg stalling.
Took a while. I thought we'd see it at the end of the first period, actually.
Well, he should have, I thought. But that's okay. I don't always understand when stalling is called. Kama got to be careful. He can't lose his focus out there. They're very good counter wrestlers. They're very well schooled. Cam has to high leg it. Got to get out of that position. $20 seconds to go. A chance here to get a takedown, but the stalemate is called. 18.2 seconds. Paul Marina said we need a takedown.
Kama's got to show some of that aggressiveness from the first period.
Well, he doesn't want. He doesn't want to make a mistake either. You make a mistake and he could end up being put right on your back.
6
There's
seconds.
the position right there where he's got to run it. He's got to run it. He's got to run it.
Let's go, wrestle in there.
Nothing.
After the first period, Kama leads 5-1.
What do you want, son?
Well, that's good. He doesn't have to fight off the bottom to get to his feet, but on the other hand, since he's taking neutral, he's got to get some points. I think what he's looking for here is what he saw in the first period, the 5-point move. Gets a 5-point move, that'd make it a major territory. Extra points are definitely needed. Every minute, every second that Briner is able to tie Kama up and not get taken down to the mat is a confidence builder for Briner.
Sure. And I think getting off his back in the first period helped him out a lot too. Obviously it helped him out.
Yep. See, Kama is not as aggressive as he was when he first came out. Paul Marina encouraging him to snap and go, snap and go. Less than a minute to go in the third period. Kama needs some extra team points if he can get them. 47.1 seconds to go. DJ Kama leading 5-1 over Joe Briner of Phillipsburg. But I know this is a match that Paulsboro coaching staff was asking for more team points.
We're going to look at this Hamilton pin.
There it is, picks him up in the air.
And he's done that all year.
Keeps control, brings him to the mat. No mistake right here. He just drives the half and stretches him out.
Oh, Kama's taken down with 33 seconds left. And I'll tell you what, if he gets put on his back, the gym's going to get quiet again on the Paulsboro side. He gets out, though, 6-3.
Well,
taken down again. They got him a takedown. Marina's not going to like that.
Oh, that's a 6-5 match now with 21 seconds to go. Freestyle start. That makes it 7-5. Another takedown. Kama's countering. He's got to try and spin it. Got to try and move it.
And I think Paul...
3.6 seconds to go.
Kama's going to win, but Paulsboro's got to be disappointed. I think they wanted more points out of this one.
Especially when you start off with a 5-0 lead early in the match. Paulsboro warned for stalling. Well, 7-5. Paulsboro win. Twelve to 9, Paulsboro in the lead after 6 bouts.
James Funk, the freshman for Paulsboro, 13-4. And Brad Kisselbach, 12-9. He's a senior. There's that freshman against the senior look.
Now this is the 7th bout, and if you scouted ahead of time and if you plotted it out on paper ahead of time, Paulsboro had to win 5 of the first 7, and this is the 7th bout. Right now they have 3 of the first 6. This is a big match for Paulsboro. The freshman, as you mentioned, against the senior. James Funk this year, 13-4. He lost to Amir Khan of Eastern in the Caldwell tournament. Lost to Nick Giordano of Vineland, 11-5. He lost in the Deep Creek tournament to a wrestler from Cox, 9-7 overtime. And lost to Tony Caruso of Clearview, 3-1. This is a big match for both teams.
And Kisselbach has Funk in a little bit of trouble. Got the takedown.
And he gets the takedown. And there was a perfect example of Kisselbach just being the more aggressive wrestler in a neutral position. And the quality of competition that Phillipsburg has been through this year might be starting to take its toll. There are not many wrestlers in that Phillipsburg lineup that are backing off an inch.
Kisselbach looks like he hurt his hand.
And of course, Funk with a hurt right hand to begin with, all taped up. 57 seconds to go. Kisselbach gets to the waist and ankle to break him down. Funk's got to keep his head up off the mat. He's got to come to his feet. He's got to try and get some points here. 46 seconds to go in the opening period. Funk has to explode off the bottom. Phillipsburg's taking it up a notch. Paulsboro has to do the same.
And Paulsboro needs to get a win somewhere. One of these guys has to step up. And where Hunkler lost, somebody's got to pick it up for them.
Phillipsburg hit with the caution. Adrenaline rules. Kisselback come out with the adrenaline, got the early takedown. There's a second caution for Phillipsburg. One more and it's a point. Funk attempting the switch, countered. Got to get his head up off the mat. 30 seconds to go. Kisselback with a 2-0 lead. We're in the first period. Stalemate.
Well, you did say you liked a stalemate, so you got it today. I think this is a record.
Well, I'd rather see that than the stalling calls because I'd rather these kids decide the match. There's a switch attempt by Funk.
Very active on the bottom, though.
Well, and you can see how Phillipsburg counters. They keep their body right in there. They're not going to give up anything easily. You got to get to the situation where you can pop your head out, and they're not going to give it to you. You have to force it. They underhook you. They stay right on you. They're right on you with your body.
We're going to run out of time. 3 seconds. 2. Got another stalemate with 0.4 of a second. I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're not going to see anything here.
Perfect example again where the move on the bottom, the first move was decisive into the switch, but the follow through has to be intense.
Of course, if you're watching this on Saturday, we're going to recap all this Tuesday and Wednesday at 7:30 on Channel 43, the High School Sports Report. Join Mark Narducci, Steve Anashevsky, and myself. We'll talk about this, high school basketball. Any issue you want to talk about, give us a call. We'll talk about it in high school sports. Second period, 2-0. Kisselback over Funk. Funk on top and lets him go.
Not a good ride by Funk. Lousy escape. Kisselback got the first takedown for a 2-0 lead. He escapes for a 3-0 lead. Thought we were going to get a stalling call against Phillipsburg, but we didn't.
Of course, once we get to 145, which is next, we can start seeing some shuffling of the lineup. Right now, it's going as predicted.
Pretty much as expected. See, Funk is sparring up top, and he's exposing his leg. Kisselback right into the leg, and he's very, very close to getting a takedown. It was not a good start from the neutral position by Funk. He was setting up his dumps earlier this year in most of his matches. He was being the aggressor, and here he's not the aggressor, and he gets taken down again. 5-0. It was not a good start by Funk on his feet that time. Now he's got his work cut out. This will be very, very difficult to overcome. The quality of competition is rising to the top here, John.
How about the experience?
And the experience. James Funk, a freshman, is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. But you have Kisselback come in, 12 wins, 9 losses, but he's a senior. He's been through some tough wars. He may have been beat. And I think the matches against the Eastons and the Northamptons and the Bald Eagles certainly runs you up against a lot of quality opponents. 10 seconds to go in the second period. James Funk losing 5-0 to Brad Kisselback.
Funk will start. Well, I guess it's his choice. We'll see if he starts neutral. He's going to start the bottom.
He's going to start down, but he's got to explode a lot harder than he did when he was on the bottom the last 2 times after takedowns. Caution on Paulsboro.
Funk got a reversal. Not yet.
Not yet.
Now he got it.
He's got it.
That looked like a slow motion move there.
Well, he did kind of a switch move. He's got to clear the leg here. He can't. There he goes. Kind of a switch move. The other wrestler just didn't seem to react to it. But he's got to make hay here. He's got to go for back points. He's down 5-2. Clock is rapidly disappearing. 1 minute and 30 to go in the regulation. The stalemate is called. Now the last time the Funk was on top to start the second period, did not do a good job of following. The wrist has got to be hurting, and the referee has asked a couple of times now if the kid's okay. They go to legs in, a very, very poor attempt at throwing the legs in. Oh well. The inexperienced teams, you can do that, John. The experienced teams, they're looking for a move like that. They're taught how to counter that. Kiselback just had his arm there to block that leg attempt coming in. They just come out of a stalemate where the legs were in. It was a stalemate because there was no action. That's a stall warning.
Phillipsburg.
So Phillipsburg's had 2 cautions and a stall warning. So either one picks up a point, but it may be too late. 7-2 with 57 seconds to go in the third period.
Funk trying to be active on the bottom.
Well, he got 3/4 of the way out, and the guy just hanging on his leg, countering the escape or reversal attempt. Well, stalemate is called. We had an opportunity where a stall could have been called. With 20 seconds to go, we got a stalemate.
Funk's going to run out of time. He's got to watch that he isn't getting any back points.
Well, he's trying to get a Peterson here, but he's going to run out of time.
So we're going to be tied 12-12 as we go into 145. We're going to take a break, come back with 145 right after this timeout. And we're back at Phillipsburg. Dale Rissmiller, who is 6-1 against Mike Funk from Paulsboro, and Funk's already in a little bit of trouble, or should we say a lot of trouble.
Rissmiller came right out after. This was a strategical move by Paulsboro coaching staff, going with Funk the senior, dropping down away from 52 to 45. Rissmiller gets the takedown. 2-0 lead. Well, almost like in kind of an unfocused position. The last couple of wrestlers, James Funk had his sleepier moments out there, and Mike Funk is in trouble. Mike Funk 14-7 on the year. He's a senior. Dale Rissmiller, a junior, 7-1 this year.
There's Mike and James, our brothers.
Yep. And, you know, the thing that the coaches tried to stress to the kids all week long coming into this was that there's intensity involved. And Phillipsburg is in their gym, in their house. They're going to be intense. You have to rise to their intensity level. You couldn't ask for a better scenario of being in a position with number 1, number 2 in the state, and Funk is in trouble unless he comes to his feet. Chris Miller with a half in there. Look, it's got to come up, and he's got to untrap his arm. There's the arms out. He's got to pull those legs in now, try and turn his man in. He's near the out of bounds line. Phillipsburg does such a great job of countering. Just reaches through, grabs the far ankle, then grabs the knee. Oh, look at that. There again, warned in practice. Warned in practice. Warned in practice. At the edge of the mat, they're going to get points. And there it happened again. Relax at the edge of the mat. Chris Miller pulls Funk back for a near fall.
Of course, one of our sheets has Chris Miller as a junior, one has it as a sophomore.
Oh, that's nice.
How many different records have we gotten for the Phillipsburg wrestlers today?
Boy, we got 2 different sets of records. I guess he is a sophomore. I found another sheet with sophomores. Let's call him a sophomore.
2 out of 3. Funk on top. 4-0, Chris Miller, but Funk has Chris Miller in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, he's got the legs in. He's getting a back count, but notice how he comes right out of that back count. And this is something that Phillipsburg is so good at. When they get in jeopardy, when they get in trouble, they know what to do. Funk again with the legs and trying to pry his man over, trying to expose the back. Getting a little high. Funk is getting a little high. He's got to stretch it out. Now he's got to try and pry. Still too high. Funk is he's too high. Too high, he's in jeopardy here. He's going to be reversed. Let's see, gets the legs in and stretches. He's got to get the legs in and stretch the man out. Then he's got to get his hips out, and he's got to pry. 40 seconds to go in the period. Ah, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. Not only is he reversed, he's reversed right to his back.
Gets at least 2 back points.
2 back points. 8-0. Perfect example again, the intensity. The intensity. Phillipsburg has it. Paulsboro does not in several occasions.
Gonna run out of time. 8-0. Funk's got to get back in this match because every point could be crucial. Of course, later on in the week we'll have some South Jersey Group 1 wrestling playoff action. We'll see Clayton Bordentown definitely, I believe.
Well, that's the Group 1 playoffs, and if Clayton beats Bordentown, then they wrestle Riverside. See, there's a very, very slow move on top. Mike Funk's on top. He's losing 8-0. He's going to break the man down and get the legs in if that's the ride he wants to use and go for back points. He's asleep on top. The man, boom, right on the whistle, he reverses. Can't let that happen.
10-0.
This is definitely one that Paulsboro thought they had a shot at to at least get a win out of it. Now, Mike Funk finds himself down 10-0 and being manhandled. He's got to pop his head out. Neutral. Very, very simple.
He's got to find a way to get a takedown.
Three-fourths of the way into the reversal, and he didn't get it because he couldn't pop his head out. So the escape is called. Still major decision territory. To take that 4-pointer away, he would have to get a takedown. Phillipsburg again, very aggressive on the feet.
Now Rhys Miller has Funk in a little bit of trouble. Gets a takedown.
That makes it 12-1, Phillipsburg. Well, and Funk has got to move. That move is going to be turned over. He's turned on his back. He's in deep trouble. Oh, brother. He's in deep trouble. He's got to fight. He's got to fight. 30 seconds to go. Great job by Rhys Miller getting a near fall.
One more turn, and it'll be a tech fall.
15-1 right now. 15 seconds to go. He's got to move on the bottom. Rhys Miller tried to turn him with a pry. Funk coming out of it.
4 points for Phillipsburg. He'll be up 16-12. We'll see what happens here with the lineup. 152.
Well, you're going to see Tom Giorgiani from Paulsboro. There are no options here. But now Phillipsburg's in the driver's seat on the other side. They pretty much can do what they want to do here on out. Their strength is going to... Their strength is going to take over from here.
152.
We're waiting to see.
John McRoberts.
Okay, and this is obviously a match where Phillipsburg thinks they can get 6. Giorgiani 9-8. McRoberts, a veteran, 19-2, and you know, this guy's been around.
McRoberts has wrestled in the state tournament before. He was there last year. He lost to Derek Nagy of Lenape 6-2. He lost to Scott Guerin of Paulsboro 12-3. Of course, Scott was at Oakcrest last year. And he lost to Nagy 11-3 for 5th and 6th. So they finished 6th in the state last year. But obviously an advantage in this bout. He's the senior. Tommy Giorgiani, a sophomore. 9-8. Phillipsburg a winner in 5 of the first 8 weight classes.
Giorgiani was a nice job fighting off the takedown. 50 seconds in, we're scoreless.
Well, if anybody could have given him some tips going into this match, it had to be Guerin, who beat Roberts last year 12-3, and that was in a consolation match. That was only a 5-minute match. Interesting to see who Phillipsburg sends out at 160 against Guerin. If they send out Jared Fry, one of their big guns, it should be a great match. There's a takedown by Phillipsburg.
You know, Vogt, you would think, though, it would be Sickles here, wouldn't you?
You would think. I think they would go Sickles against Guerin, and because Paulsboro's put the guy out in the mat first. That means Guerin's got to go out there. If you send Mendenhall out there, then
Fry will go out.
I'm sure Fry will go out. That's the matchup that Phillipsburg wanted, and that's the matchup they're going to get. Giorgiani on the bottom, getting
wound up. Trouble.
Yeah, big trouble. Not a little bit, big trouble. The cradle is coming.
Fought it off.
Fought it off the first time. He's got to move. Got to get his head up and move. McRoberts, a very strong wrestler. Trapping the arm. We'll pull him over in a tilt situation.
We'll run out of time.
Quite. Ran out of time. 2-0. John McRoberts. Paulsboro's choice. Paulsboro takes the top position. Roberts established wrist control to force himself into an escape. He's got the cement mixer on, which is a move if he executes it and turns. He can get big points, but you see it was cutting the wind off a little bit and the escape was called.
Of course, Giorgiani obviously underweight because he wrestled. He weighed in at what, 145?
Yeah, he weighed in at 45. This is exactly where Phillipsburg wants to be. They're controlling their own destiny from here on out. Giorgiani 45 and a half. McRoberts 154 pounds. Roberts in on a single. I noticed how they're right at the sideline.
Turns him back in.
And trying to force the man back inside. Get him spinning, get him moving, pull him in. Get the trip.
And got the takedown.
And the takedown.
5-0, 35 seconds. And they go out.
Clinical moves, John, clinical moves. I know how hard the Paulsboro coaching staff works, Paul Marina and his staff, on the little things. And Phillipsburg is capitalizing on the little things today. They're doing the little things very well. Their intensity level is sky high. And they're doing all the little things correctly. Giorgiani was head down the mat, not battling, so he's called for a stalling warning. Gets tilted. Going to get a 2-point near fall.
That'll end the period.
And that's 7-0. So Roberts within a point of getting a major decision, which is an extra team point.
You're down, Red.
McRoberts has choice. McRoberts takes the top. He's going to go after another tilt or the back points or the falls. You see Mike Rossetti looking on. Has to feel very confident at this point.
Ever since the toss and then the win at 112, I think that was the big key.
I think that had a lot to do with the early momentum.
Paulsboro losing the first 3 weights before Kroos, Hamilton, and Kama won. And then Phillipsburg has took control again since then. And now McRoberts has Giorgiani in a whole lot of trouble.
Cradle. If he turns his hips in and pulls Giorgiani inside, he could get the fall out of it. Oh, brother. He's in deep trouble. Thrown in line. 3-point near fall. That makes it 10-0, McRoberts. And that's an extra team point.
Giorgiani's got to really work on the bottom to get out.
There's the tilt for back points. Gonna go out of bounds. 2-point near fall. That's 12-0. Within a 3-point near fall, the tech fall. Trying to turn him for the cradle. If he gets the cradle, gets a near fall, he gets a 3-pointer out of it, go right over his back. Giorgiani controls the wrist. Does a good job of fighting it off. Gets himself a reversal. Makes it 12-2. Great job fighting coming back by Giorgiani to try and stay out of that tech fall situation.
Oh, McRoberts. 20 seconds left.
I think Vinny Russo is doing an excellent job officiating, John. He's letting them wrestle. The amount of stalemates I've seen called, he's letting them wrestle the match. And with the stalling called, I have to agree. What I've seen.
14 points for Phillipsburg. They'll lead 20-12. We'll take a timeout. Come back after this. Back at Phillipsburg High School, and Paulsboro's trying to figure out what to do and who to send out. And they're going to send Mike Mendenhall out at 160. Sort of a surprise.
Now let's see who Phillipsburg counters with. Does Phillipsburg want to take a chance and match up their big guy? Or are they going to go for the throat?
Mendenhall 15-6. And they are Jared Fry. That's who we expected to come out and wrestle Mendenhall.
Yep.
Fry, a senior, 16-4. Mendenhall, a freshman, 15-6.
Well, almost a foregone conclusion here that the favorite in this bout is Jared Fry, who's a very experienced wrestler.
And he goes right at the head of Mendenhall.
17-4 senior. Is the intimidation factor going to come into effect here? Probably so. Mendenhall, freshman's done an admirable job this year, but he's in a different category than Jared Fry. Takedown for Phillipsburg. Comes right back with a hard half. He's got the half in there. He's got it tight. Mendenhall fighting off his back.
Mendenhall, the third of three freshmen on the Paulsboro wrestling team to wrestle tonight. Of course, Tom Curl at the heavyweight. And, Coach, a lot of times people look and see Paulsboro's last three wrestlers and they figure, well, they can make it up down at those weights, but that's not necessarily the truth tonight.
Well, not in this match. I think Warren Sharper has been through the wars. Troy Bennett should, would have to be favored at 89, 215. Warren Sharper has been through the wars. He's been to the regionals. He's been to the state tournament.
But if he goes against Kopinski, Kopinski was fourth in the state.
He was fourth in the state last year. If Varsity comes out, then he's got a height advantage, a disadvantage. If they send Kopinski out against Curl, Curl's the freshman. So it'll be interesting, the closer. The damage has been done. The damage has been done. There was a definite plan of attack in the lower weights that had to happen. And you're wrestling the best team in the state, and it's showing in this match. "20 seconds ago in this first period, Jared Fry on top, leading 2-0. Mendenhall is battling. Not intimidated, it doesn't seem.
Seconds. Mendenhall trying to get out, won't make it out, and we'll end the first period 2-0. Jared Fry of Phillipsburg.
Red! After one period, Jared Fry leads 2-0.
Jared Fry's choice in his second period with a 2-0 lead. He's going to take the down position. Formidable task here for the freshman from Paulsboro. Can he hold his man down? Fry very deliberate in his move, getting to his feet.
Stall on Paulsboro. Well, we have a second, like to thank the athletic department here at Phillipsburg High School and everybody at Comcast. We put this match together on Tuesday, so everybody did a great job. Dave DeMarco, Ed Mabe on cameras, Mike Farinelli on audio, Fred Buchter, graphics, Stan Ritter, director. I'm forgetting anybody to let me know. And Kevin LeMaster as our production coordinator.
Now there, Jared Fry just took his time, was very, very deliberate as Mendenhall was being concerned with taking him back to the mat. As they hit the mat, Fry just worked the move and got the reversal.
Mendenhall's got to do something on the bottom. Got to get out. Got to.
Well, you're dealing with a very strong wrestler here who's very experienced against one who's going to be very good before his career is over. 1 minute left in the second period, 4-0. Jared Fry in the lead. He's got Mendenhall's leg trap. He's got an arm bar. He's trying to turn him with that. But see, he has that near leg trapped, and that's what is enabling him to start turning. He's got the half in there. He's going to go for the cradle because he's got that near leg trapped. So he can very easily get the cradle. There it is. He's got the cradle. He got a 2 count so far. He's got plenty of time, 30 seconds. Mendenhall fighting.
6-0. Well, at the least 6-0.
Oh, brother. Fry buries that head in there and turns. 15 seconds to go. Mendenhall still fighting. Oh, my.
Gotta give Mendenhall credit, though, on the bottom here.
A lot of courage. Yes, I'm just about to comment. A lot of courage by Mendenhall. He's only going to give up 2 points out of this whole cradle series. Excellent job by Mendenhall to fight.
Only 2.
2 points, 6-0.
What do you want?
Mendenhall's choice. Mendenhall takes the bottom. And he's got the move now. 2 more points and it's a major. 6-0 at this point. You know Fry's going to come with either the cradle or the half.
Clock's not reset. Now it is.
Set.
Partially up by Mendenhall before he gets dragged back down to the mat. Now he's got to fight to get up to his feet. He's got to fight to get off the bottom. Fry breaks him down, gets that near leg in to break him down. He's going to try and work the armbar series or try and get the half in. Mendenhall's got his legs free. He's got to keep moving. Tries to hit a switch as they go to the mat. Fry right on top of him. I give Mendenhall credit. He is moving at this point. Again, they're near the out-of-bounds line. Stalemate is called. 1 minute remaining. Well, Mendenhall gets out of this bout with only giving up 3 team points, John. It's been a moral victory.
Sure.
Mendenhall's got to bounce right back up. He is fighting. .49 seconds to go. Mendenhall's bouncing right back into the middle.
Now how about Fry on top? What's he got to do? He's obviously still got to work for some back points.
Right. He's going to want to do 2 things. He's going to cut him loose. Well, that's what he's going to do. He's going to cut him loose, get the intentional escape, and he's going to try and take him down right to his back. That makes it 6-1. So he's going to try to go for a multi-point move here.
And he needs that to get the extra team point.
Take down the back points. Mendenhall's stalking, but he's got to be very careful.
Mendenhall has the leg.
I see he's being the aggressor. From single to double. Driving. Great job by Mendenhall. Great job. You got to pop his head. He pops his head. He gets taken. You got to hold that leg.
He's trying for...
He's got to pop the head.
Fry doing an excellent job so far. Nothing.
There again's that intensity. Mendenhall not quitting. Got to get a hard crossface here and free his leg. Gets a hard crossface. He gets a takedown.
Run out of time. However, only 3 points for Phillipsburg. It's 23-12. And obviously, Paulsboro sends out Scott Guerin here.
Excellent job by the freshman Mendenhall against a superior opponent.
And I'm imagining, we're thinking this would be Stu Sickles or Rob Santini. Rob Santini, the junior, 8-4. Scott Guerin for Paulsboro, 20-0, 101 wins, 5 losses in his career, 3rd in the state last year.
And just been a remarkable wrestler for Paulsboro this year.
And he's got to be looking for 6, and he goes right in on the leg.
3-time district champion, 2-time Region 8 champion when he was at Oakcrest. Take down Guerin. Colwell tournament champion, Deep Creek tournament champion, the outstanding wrestler recipient at Deep Creek, National Honor Society student.
And you notice Guerin doesn't want to wait. He wants to get the 6 because he doesn't want to, let this match drag on.
Well,
he's going right after Santini. Now he's got him in trouble.
Oh my! He drives that home. He's going to get the fall. He's got it driven. Nothing new all year. Exactly what he's done all year. Oh,
see how close right there. He's got him there.
Yeah, flatten him out. Take his time. Flatten him out. There it is.
23-18.
Excellent job by Scott Guerin. 48-second ball. 6 big team points for Paulsboro. 18-23 is the score. Now we come to what Phillipsburg has described as their cavalry to close out the matches.
89, Chauncey Levinsey. Levinsey, 3-2. Bennett, 19-1. Junior, 76-10 in his career. State place winner last year. Paulsboro gets 6, then we go down to the final 2. Voja, it gets interesting.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Bennett has to be careful here, and he has to stay under control. He's had an outstanding career at Paulsboro, his 3rd varsity season. 19-1 this year, 76-10 in his career. His only loss was to David Walker of Great Bridge, 4-2. In a match,
nothing.
They're still neutral. In a match where he chased David Walker all over the mat in the 3rd period. Took one shot, one final shot. Walker countered it and got the takedown and got the championship. 2 years in a row that Troy Bennett, who gets the duck under spin behind for the takedown, 2 times in a row as runner-up in that Deep Creek tournament. Starter on the football team in the last 2 years. He's got him in jeopardy. He's got him in jeopardy. Oh, brother. Oh, my.
106.
Oh, brother.
Takes the lead. 24-23. 2 matches to go. This one's going down to the wire.
Oh, brother.
Well, it has to go down to the heavyweight. We'll take a break. Final 2 when we come right back. Back at Phillipsburg, Voge, looks like Ryan Varsity 17-3, Warren Sharper 17-4.
Yeah, and a little cat and mouse game before that too, because it was Phillipsburg's time to put the man on the mat first, and the announcer announced Warren Sharper, who was in the back. They hadn't sent him out yet, and Paul Marino went over and said, well, who's supposed to go out first? And indicated that Phillipsburg do, and Paul looked over, and Rossetti was smiling at him over there, figuring which one he's going to send out, Kopensky or Varsity. And they smiled at each other and waved, and Varsity was sent out. Varsity 17-3 is senior, much taller than Sharper. Sharper this year is 17-4. He lost to Ryan Adams of Rock Hill in the finals of the Deep Creek tournament. He lost to Joe Weiss of Mainland, 4-3. He lost to Anthony Levicki of Haddon Township, 2-1 in a sudden death tiebreaker overtime. And he lost to Seth Levy of Collingswood 8-7. Sharper's been there before. He's had the pressure matches. Now's the time to see if it all paid off. Paulsboro in the lead, 24-23, going into the last 2 weeks. If nothing, Paulsboro has gained the respect wrestling in this building and taking Phillipsburg right down to the final 2 matches.
Absolutely, Coach. Absolutely.
2 great, prideful programs.
knows what's going through the head of Tom Curl, the freshman heavyweight.
Yeah.
Having to go up against a wrestler who finished 4th in the state, which might decide the match.
Well, which also a wrestler that weighed in later than him this afternoon. Steve Capensi weighed in at 207 and a half. Tom Curl weighed in at 236 and a half.
.40 seconds left. We're scoreless. Nice to see the matches when they live up to expectations, though. If you have Paulsboro in 12, you won your bet.
Well, going in, we talked about in the car coming up. I said I thought Paulsboro could win very, very close. I thought they could lose very close. You can't get any closer than 24-23 with 2 bouts to go. Now Sharper really should use his speed. There's a
caution on Phillipsburg.
Sharper's got to get good motion. He's an excellent linebacker this year, and I'm surprised he doesn't more often use a double leg tackle type takedown after all the tackling he did on the football field. But he also is very, very good at using an arm tie and dragging the man past, and using head control and going for an ankle pick. He's got a taller opponent. There's a position right there where he can get behind him and get the takedown.
2 seconds left in the period. Warren Sharper with the takedown.
Oh, brother. There's that intensity level, John, that Phillipsburg has and Paulsboro is showing. Paulsboro's going to take down this period, but he got it in the last 2 seconds of the period. Oh, my. You couldn't ask for a better script.
Sharper got to fight off the bottom.
He's got to come right up in a hurry. He can't let this guy get the leverage on him. He's got a tall opponent. He's got to get his head up off the mat, and he's got to explode. Guy can't ride parallel either. Right up. He's got to come right up. Use his strength.
We'll go out.
He's got to do that in the middle. He's got to come to his feet in the middle. He can't be broken down first. His opponent has almost a foot on him in size. Well, maybe not quite a foot, John.
But hey, growing up, everybody had a foot on me, so.
Well, Sharper battling, getting wrist control. He's got to turn to the inside. Got to do that in the middle. Warren Sharper, a starting linebacker, along with Troy Bennett on the football team this year. Also one of the fastest men on the team. He can't lay there. He's got to bounce up. He's got to get his head up. Top man's riding parallel, and he gets called for stalling. Fresh start. Sharper's got to explode. Goes for a switch initially, doesn't get it. He's broken down. He's got to get his head up off the mat. He's got to come up to his feet. He's got to explode here.
Don't be surprised if you get a stall call the other way now.
Because he's got to come up. He's got to explode off there. He's got an opportunity to come up right there. He's got to come up.
He needs to bring his legs in closer, Boach. Now we got a stall on Paulsboro. Each wrestler with a stall warning.
30 seconds to go in the period. He's up to his feet. He's got a reversal.
Now he's got to be smart, Foch. 23 seconds.
Lead.
Doesn't want to give up a point here.
He's got to break him down. He's got the other man has leverage. He's got to break him down. Lifts, drives, breakdown. He's got to break down. He's got to work for someone. Be called for riding parallel.
And we'll end the second period. 4-0. Warren Sharper.
All right, what are you going to have here? I think you're going to see Sharper. Let him go early. Give him a freestyle start. And he's got a stalling warning against himself. So when he gets to that point, he has got to be smart on his feet.
The crowd is yelling Warren, it sounds like. That's the 300 Paulsboro fans.
4-1.
Lets him go.
And he's got to use his speed here. Motion and speed.
Number 1 and number 2.
You can't script it any better.
If Paulsboro wins, they're just about cinched to be number 1 team in the state.
Oh, without a
if
doubt.
Phillipsburg wins, though, there's still that Group 4 battle. Washington Township, Absegami, lingering in the background. Absegami definitely wants a rematch.
Right, and I'm sure Washington Township representatives are here looking at this tonight, plotting out their moves, just like Paulsboro's done this year. Use his speed. He's got to use his speed. He's got the ankle. He's got to pick the ankle up and drive. He gets a crossface, he'll get a takedown. There's a takedown. That makes it 6-1. 6-1.
I'll tell you what, Sharp.
I'd cut him loose. I'd cut him loose. I'd cut him loose.
He listened to you, Boge. Right back at him.
He has to be aggressive now. He's got a stalling warning. They both have a stalling warning. He's got to keep in motion. He can get a takedown if he works it. He got a stalling warning, 1 point red. That makes it 7-2. He's got to get a takedown, cut him, get another takedown. One more takedown will make it 9-2. That's only 7 points. He needs a 4-pointer here. Got to be aggressive, take him down. Spin behind. He's got to spin
trying to get the leg.
Got to keep him in. Out of bounds he goes.
37.
They know how to counter. 37.4 seconds. Warren Sharper up 7-2 against Ryan Barsney of Phillipsburg. 24-23, Paulsboro leading. It's going to come right down to the very last weight class. A senior who was 4th in the state last year against a freshman in his first varsity season. 26.1 seconds. If nothing more, Paulsboro stepped into this pit and is getting the respect, I think, that it's well deserved. Paulsboro takedown and spin behind.
9-2, 10 seconds. See what he does here. Let him go. He's going to try and take him down. 6 seconds to do it. He's got to go right at him. He's going to spin around. He's going to run out of time. Just runs out of time.
Oh, that's a great job by Sharper.
9-3. It's 27-23. Paulsboro. It's going to go down once again to the heavyweight, Tom Curl. Boy, I tell you what, he's a freshman, and this Curl kid knows about pressure already. Absegami match, he came in 29-29, was down 3-0 in the second period before he pinned the Absegami heavyweight. He is 20-1, his only loss to Ed Tyler of Delsea, 8-4 in a dual meet back in the middle of January. And I tell you what, it is loud.
You couldn't ask for a better script. I know we repeat it, but this is a thriller now.
Steve Kopinski, 19-2, 4th in the state last year.
Well, ironically, if Curl gets beat by decision, Paulsboro wins the meet. Kopinski has to get a major for a team tie. He has to get
He got 2.
a tech fall for the win. 2-0. Curl has to move on the bottom. Kopinski, the veteran. 27-23, Paulsboro. The final bout. Curl, the freshman. Kopinski, the senior.
What's the weight differential, Boge?
Curl has the weight advantage. He weighed in at 236 1/2. Kopinski weighed in at 207 1/2.
Don't let him go. Senior against a freshman. We've said that all night, it seems like.
Well, senior against the freshman, Tommy Curl has shown a lie. He's taken down again. That makes it 4-1.
There's Rossetti saying freestyle again.
Well, that's what he's going to depend upon. He's going to depend upon his senior experience to determine this match. Freestyle, well, he indicated freestyle start. Kopensky chose not to do that. He chose to stay right on top of him, so it's still 4-1.
We've seen Curl work on the bottom before. He can be dangerous.
Yes, he can if he gets the right grip. But also, it's a different mindset out there now, too. He has to be aggressive, but he's also got to remember that if he only loses by decision, his team wins.
Right.
He just has to move on the bottom. He has to pop the head up, and he's got to try and work. He was the starting lineman both ways for the football team as a freshman. He's a talented youngster.
They go out with 26 seconds left.
And more importantly, in school, he's a great student. All A's and 1B the first semester. Got an outstanding athletic and academic future ahead of him.
Greg.
26.1 seconds. There's the freestyle start. 4-2. 4-2.
How much?
Locked in and start again.
Quick.
That's the home field advantage, Foge.
There was 26.
Don't leave the center.
There was 26.1 seconds to go. A freestyle start, and they're up in their feet, and they moved around, and we're at 24.6.
Just he says 3, you say 1, take off 2.
All right, now 22.7. He said 3, you said 1, let's take off 2. They compromised. 20 seconds to go. Curl has to be agile now. He's got to show his agility. He's got to keep aggressive. Got to keep out of going underneath his man. Even though the man is lighter, the man is more experienced. 5.2 seconds.
Period number 1.
And that's the way we're going to end in the first period. 4-2.
A long 4 minutes for the Paulsboro fans.
Oh, brother,
just
is it
as
ever.
long for the Phillipsburg fans.
Paulsboro's choice in the second period. Paulsboro's going to take down. Oh, brother. The theme in the locker room on Friday was, you've reached the top of the mountain. You've reached the top of Mount Everest. Can you plant your flag there? You're meeting the best in the state. Can you handle it?
Well, trying to grab the leg. You see the Phillipsburg coaches in the background. Curl on the bottom.
Curl's got to keep moving. The official can't be influenced by the years he escaped.
4-3. Curl has not come close to a takedown, however. 2 takedowns.
It's all right.
Like
That's all right. He just has to keep working. He has to keep agile. He's got to keep moving.
Kopensky is just quick on his feet.
Oh, very quick. Very quick.
Trying to get the takedown. Doesn't have it yet. Curl grabs the leg, gives it up. 6-3.
All right, now he's got to keep moving because the people are there. That shouldn't be a stalling call. Should not be.
The fans got that call for him.
You got to wrestle, man.
He's got to wrestle. He's got to give him a chance. He gave that stall call just a second or 2 after the takedown.
Gonna let him go again. Curl's got to fight off some of these takedowns. Maybe put some pressure on Kopensky himself.
6-4, the score, second period.
He's got to watch that backing up too, Vogue.
Well, he's got to keep circling. He's got to take his shots. Successful or not, he's got to take his shots. And that's a good try. He's got to stay right in that middle circle. He's got to circle, he's got to move, and he's got to keep the pressure on. 30 seconds to go. He's been warned for stalling. 20 seconds left in the second period. 27-23, Paulsboro, number 2 in the state.
Vogue, I can see a double stalemate, and that's what Phillipsburg's asking for. He's calling for
number 1 in the state.
Double stall.
27-23, 10 seconds in the period.
Got a stall on Paulsboro.
All he did was react to the fire. That's a bad call.
7-4. Period ends.
7-4 after 2. That was a terrible stall call.
How do you really feel about that call, Doge?
Well,
I know.
he shot the takedown. The man sprawled. What are you supposed to do? Let him get in on your legs and let him have the takedown?
Curl
Curl
on top. First time in a match. And Kapinski,
7-4.
Hasn't faced the strength of Tom Curl yet. This is Curl's first chance.
Got to follow him. Drive. He's got to drive. When he gets that opportunity, he's got to drive him down, break him down.
He's got to remember, he's got to stall. Next one's a point. Next one, that's 2, right, Voge? Next one's 1, next one's 2.
Yeah, he's only got one stalling. He was warned for stalling. He was called for stalling. The next one is 1 point. Then it's 2.
I remember isn't this funny how we were talking about the Paulsboro Paul VI match a couple years ago, where they won the match despite losing at heavyweight?
That's right. Darren Dubzanski got beat at heavyweight by Doug Arena, but he got a late point to eliminate a major decision, and Paulsboro won by a point. Great move for a neutral by Kapinski. 9-4. That's terrible. That's again a terrible call.
Arena wants to go over and question the call. He's not going to get anything. 9-4.
9-4.
Now Curl's got to be aggressive because you're talking about the referee deciding the match, and it could very well come down to that. Maybe not a Phillipsburg win, but a tie or a disqualification if 2 more are called.
Well, there's 1 minute to go in the third period. Tommy Curl has twice been hit for stalling. Twice he's been just trying to counter a takedown attempt, and he's been called for stalling. Let them decide it. Let them decide it. Curl's got to get motion. He's got to get agile. He's got to keep moving. Right from there, he's got to work it from there.
Curl can spin.
We're going to see a stalemate. Yeah, that's it exactly. Well, he has to be the aggressor now. Come on, be the aggressor.
43 seconds. 9-4. Kapinski. Curl on top.
He's got to shrug it down. He's got to shrug it down.
Stalemate. 33 seconds
33
left.
seconds to go.
Curl
33 seconds.
Curl is very sick.
You ready?
You
need time? You need time?
He was sick earlier this week and looked like he was going to heave it there. Oh, brother. He counters the takedown shot again, and again a stall call.
Next one's the match, and Phillipsburg will win.
Good overhook. 19.5 seconds to go. 11-4. If he gives up another takedown, we're going to end up in a tie.
One more stall, Boach. It's Phillipsburg's match, though.
He can't call a stall here. Cannot do it.
Curl drives him down. 23-27 in the scoreboard. 11-4 in the match.
10.1 seconds to go. One more series of circling. He's got to circle. 1.6 seconds to go.
1.6 seconds away.
You'll see history.
Got to go right into him.
Number 1, number 2 in the state.
It's over.
It's over. He got a takedown. It's over. It's over. He got a takedown. Curl got a takedown.
Oh God. Hey, give him the 2. That's the question. Did he get the 2?
11-6 should be the final. That's going to be 27-26. Paulsboro. Oh, brother.
The number 1 team in the state, I tell you what, match of the year by 4. Hey, what Ernie Banks said, let's play 2. Crowd is chanting, we're number 1. We'll let you listen to the crowd.
Crowd's shouting that.
Right, let's listen in.
Unbelievable.
Let's listen to the crowd. I want to go home. We'll be back.
27-26?
My man.
We're back at Phillipsburg High School. Final score, Paulsboro 27-26. It still hasn't calmed down with me, Paul. Marina head coach of Paulsboro, out of all your wins, this got to be the sweetest.
No question about it. This is the best. This is the best win we've had, not for only this year, but in my career, but I think as a history of the school, it's got to be up there because, like I said, we've got ridiculed for not coming up and wrestling over the years, and that's what we heard a lot. And I think a lot of that was weighed on these kids' shoulders. And I'll tell you what, boy, we were behind 9-0. Preston pins. Cross goes out and wins, and Preston pins. It gets us right back on the road. Kids don't quit. They never quit.
How tough was it to keep this team focused all year? You had a tough South Jersey schedule, but everybody looked at February 13th, the last day of the season, for this match.
It was hard to keep. We didn't talk about Phillipsburg until probably after Sterling match and Clearview. Really, we talked about we got to work hard, and they knew it was on the schedule. And once in a while you slide, talk about Phillipsburg at the end, and I just kept saying we got to put ourselves in a position to be number one in the state when we go into Phillipsburg, and that's all I was trying to emphasize, that we had to do all of these things, to win these matches, to put ourselves in position to give us that opportunity. If we get the win, they have to give it to us. That's my opinion. We got to win right out, though. We got to win right out.
You hear a lot about your seniors, Hamilton, Garin, Sharper, and your juniors. But what about the job Mendenhall and Giorgiani did against place winners, state place winners, and staying off their back?
James Funk is a freshman. He's in a tough situation. He wrestled tough. Mike Funk's got more heart than anybody I've seen in Paulsboro. He's a great senior. And like you said, Giorgiani and Mendenhall, they've been doing that for, Giorgiani's been doing that for a while. And that's just Paulsboro wrestling. If you can stay off your back and keep it close and give our other kids an opportunity to get us in the match and hopefully win it, that's all you ask for.
Go, John, now you have a question.
Well, I was at practice on Friday night, and Coach talked to the kids on Friday night, and he told them to keep their intensity level up, and he talked about the pride involved in both programs. He had nothing but the highest regard for Phillipsburg. But was there any point in the match where you felt like I felt, sitting on the other side of the camera saying, oh boy, we're in trouble right now?
Yeah, 9-0. I really felt, we're in trouble now. We're going to have to do something. And I think Cross's win was so impressive. Preston's pin was no doubt about it, the spark. And DJ had his kid almost pinned. It was close. He was, and he came with them 2 wins were big. Those 3 wins there sparked us right back up. And the thing about momentum, and people don't understand, you can lose and keep momentum, and that's what we did. We were losing some matches, but we weren't getting pinned. And Mendenhall was unbelievable. He stays off, and Scott and Troy, he put us back in. And I tell you, I'm proud of Sharper. I'm proud of Sharper because that was a match that I really thought that Warren's going to have to suck it up. And I was so proud of him. And Tommy Curl, I can't say no. He's a freshman, and
his kid was 4th in the state last year. He hung in there.
Yeah, and I he was in a tough situation out there, and I tell you, I'm proud of them all. It's a great team effort, and I just say, I really like to thank all those Paulsboro people and all the alumni who has put time in our program over the years that have come back in our room and helped us out. And without them people, it wouldn't make it possible.
And those 3 busloads and carloads that came up today and had to sit in the unpreferred seats.
That's it.
I'll tell you what, a lot of courage to them and a lot of support from them, and it's just unbelievable.
Now, are the drinks on Bob Frederick tonight, Sons of Italy?
We might be there. No, I don't know. I'm not worried. We're gonna have something, but I'm gonna enjoy this tonight, and the team's gonna enjoy it, and we're gonna come back hard, and we got to finish out the season the right way. We got a few more goals we want to capture. So
let's get these guys in.
Okay, Paul, congratulations. Troy, squeeze on in. And Warren. Let's get we'll get Warren Sharper and Troy Bennett, and tell you, Warren, yours was the toss-up match there at 2:15. We talk every day, don't we? Yeah. We talk every day. And I tell you, last year against Absegami, you were put in some tough situations. This year, man, you came through. How's it feel?
It feels good. I mean, me and my boy right here, we battle every day. And it pays off. Once you work hard in practice, it pays off. And that's what happened.
What'd Shevik say? What'd Shevik say on Friday night? What was the parting shot there about the cavalry?
It was the
We was
Panzers or
The Panzer. He told him a story about the tanks coming. He said a Panzer tank can beat the cavalry anytime. And guess what? The Panzers came through.
Warren, congratulations. Let's get Troy in here. Troy, team needed the big points. You went out thinking, Penn?
Yeah, I knew what I had to do. Coaches was telling me what I had to do, and I've been in this situation before, so it really didn't. It really didn't bother me none. So.
Just going out and tackling the guy on the goal line, wasn't it?
Exactly.
When did you guys start thinking about this match? I know I talked to Paul, and he says it wasn't until after the Clearview match, but I know you guys, this is something you had to look at the start of the year and say, wow, Phillipsburg.
Well, we knew that it was a great team, and going into the season, we knew we were just going. We knew we was going to have to face them, so we just worked hard through the whole season. It pays off.
Well, Troy, congratulations. Let's get DJ Cam in. There you go. DJ, you guys struggled early on. You lost your first 3, and then Greg Cross ignites you. And Preston, you guys pick up 3 in a row. Did you guys know at that point you got to pick it up?
Actually, I thought after Cossenbader lost, I knew Greg was going to get the win. I knew Preston could stick the kid, and I went out there, and the only thing that was in my mind was going out there, going for the win first, and then I was going to try to pick up my big points, which I picked up my big points and then kind of slacked, but I knew after I won, if we didn't get pinned going up through the lineup, we were going to win the match, because I knew we were going to pick up another pin up top.
Okay, well, congratulations. Get ready for the groups and districts. Let's bring Scott in.
Scotty, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Scott, you had some tough matches at Oakcrest, but I don't think anything like this.
Oh, nothing compares to this. I mean, number 2 versus number 1. It don't get any better than that.
Now, I guess all week you guys were looking at the coin flip for being a key there. Was the team disappointed when the toss didn't go the way you thought it would?
A little bit. I mean, that way, all that did really was mess up a couple matchups, but we knew we could still win even though we lost the coin flip.
Now, who called that heads out there?
I did.
Let's get to the big question. Talk about the adjustment. I mean, you wrestled at Oakcrest for 3 years. You come to Paulsboro, new school, new town. Granted, it's Gibbstown, one of the best towns in South Jersey since I was from here. That's a free plug. But, I mean, you go on this football team, which has a great tradition, this wrestling program, which I know you're familiar with. How was the adjustment coming into a new town?
Well, it wasn't that hard because I kind of had a reputation going in there, and I have the utmost respect for Oakcrest and all it's done for me. And it just made it easier for me, coming in such a good athlete. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but
you're not the only one to say it.
But a lot of the kids I already knew just through athletics, so I wasn't as hard as you might think it was.
Hey, Voj, any questions?
Scotty's been a wonderful addition to the program, and as he said in a newspaper article about a week ago, he said that, they were a good team before I got here, and even if I wasn't here, they'd be a good team. But he certainly put the icing on the cake.
All right,
Scott, congratulations. Voj, I'll tell you what, we talked about some great matches. In about 30 seconds, wrap this one up. I know it's going to be tough.
John, when we were down by 9-0 early, I believe I was a pessimist at that point.
No, you were.
I don't see how they came back from it, but like the coach pointed out, they got courage, they had pride, they never stopped, and I think that was the big key. They didn't refuse to believe in themselves, and that's what makes them number 1 in the state.
Okay, final score, Paulsboro defeats Phillipsburg. Paulsboro, the new number 1 team in the state. Final score 27-26. Tonight's match is brought to you by Jack Mazza's Cross Run Auto. Affordable auto rentals, auto repairs, and more. The McBride Foley Funeral Home, helping you in your time of need. And Pandolfo Chiropractic and Rehab. Get back to health. For John Vogeting, I'm John Mondelli. Have a nice night.